All right. So I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we can start by doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Cheryl, do you happen to have a
Yeah, I
flag?
do. I do. I do.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a little worse for wear, but here we go.
Perfect. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Um, I'm going to pull up my agenda on my screen so I don't forget anything. And it went right over my Zoom, so I think we start with any public comments. Is there anyone in the waiting room? No? Okay. In lieu of public comments, we'll just move on. The next item was the approval of the minutes. I think the three of us were there for the March meeting, but I don't think all of us were there for the September meeting. So I think we can approve the March minutes if one of you would be willing to make a motion to do that.
I'll make the motion.
Well, second.
And I guess perfect. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We'll have to do the September minutes at our September meeting. Don't have much on our agenda today, which is fine. Cheryl did give us a nice report and I've read through it. I hope we all have had a chance to look through that. Cheryl, is there any highlights that you want to share with us? I know you were talking about HR 2523
Right.
before the meeting started.
Yeah.
That caught my attention. That there's some potential interesting funding there. But the report to me looked great. So I'm going to send it over to you to just run us through some highlights that you want to share, and then we'll see if there's any other comments.
Okay. So we're using up the balance of the CT Deep $35,000 grant that we received. They're funding programs and the grounds work that we have listed up on top of the report. Let's see. So yeah, the town council budget is about the same as it had been, and that was approved. No update on the capital plan, but that might be starting the next fiscal year. I'm not sure. So Henkel volunteered. Unilever's holding their volunteer day tomorrow. M&T Bank confirmed with me yesterday that they aren't holding their volunteer date on June 14th. They have some signups for that. Our new so we're continuing work with the Goodwill and now Kennedy Collective. They started up again last week. We were invited to join the farmers market, Trumbull Farmers Market on two Thursdays. So we're going to be doing that. Going to do a couple of new activities for that. Trumbull Day we will be at. We have new interns. And then so for the number of students served, I just added, so far to date in 2024 is 2,899 students total served. That's not including our seasonal programs. And then so for funding,
how does that compare to
how does
that compare to last year?
So it's similar, but last year we did, last year was an anomaly because we had funding for after school programs, which we did not do this year because we did not have that funding. So I think there's a net loss. I don't want to say loss because yeah, last year was different, but it's to a typical year, it's about the same, I would say. So yeah, so right before we started, I checked on the status of that public act from the state, and it looks like it was signed on the 30th. So that is part of the state's federal opera fund funding that they received. It's the rest of it is allocated to various organizations, and I do not know details yet. I was asked by Senator Moore's aide to fill out paperwork, just contact information on Friday. So that gave me a first clue. So, but then I just saw it was signed on Thursday and on the 30th, and she asked me to sign it on, give contact information on 31st. So I don't know if it's for 1 year. I'm assuming it's for 1 year, not multiple years, but and I think it's going to be administered by the CT Economic and Community Development. When I checked the budget, it looks like that's where it was. So it would be a 1 year thing is my guess. So that's great.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That's exciting. I look forward to hearing more details. Do you mind sending us the dates that you'll be at the farmers market? That would be a good time for me to,
because
a reminder for me to actually go.
Yep. So that would just, I didn't put the dates in there. Yeah. So it is June 20th and September 5th. Yeah, it's June 20th, 4 to 7 p.m. and September, if they're both Thursdays, they're there all Thursday, September 5th. Yeah, and my new idea, so I didn't want to do the same old craft thing again, because I do that with the little kids at Trumbull Day and all that. So I'm going to be making a scavenger hunt for Twin Brooks Park. I'm just going to put like pictures of like between 6 and 9 things. And so they'll come to our tent and they'll get a sheet and they'll go to mark off that they visited these places to get them around, to go out just instead of just the little tents. They'll go around the park. And if they come back with the completed thing or take a picture at each okay, I got to figure it out. Then they'll get some sort of little prize. So it encourages them to go outside and do stuff with their family and all that.
And it says that began at 4.
What was that? 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah, come on by. I was there last week. It was, oh my God, the parking. Yeah, they got a lot of people there. Yeah. So, I mean, I've never seen it like that. Anyway, sounds good.
Are there any other questions about the report? Okay.
Jack,
I'm trying.
I don't know if
Oh, Scott.
you can permit me to speak as a member of the board.
Please.
All right, awesome. I really, I wanted to come this evening and just share a couple of thoughts with you guys because I've been a little reflective recently because I think I passed my 11-year anniversary on the board of the Trumbull Nature and Arts Center, the patrons. And I just wanted to say, like, read into the record how much progress this organization has made, and that you, as the commission, have the benefit of overseeing an organization that is doing really, really terrific work. And Cheryl is an enormous part of that. I wish Kevin was here to hear my comments too, because he is a driving force between the good work that is being done. But I really, when you read that report, it's just amazing what we're doing every month. And I say we, like, I'm here telling you about it because I don't actually do any of it, but it's really fantastic to watch. And I think you and the other commissioners that may not be here are should be very, very proud of what you're leading here.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Cheryl, yeah.
And Scott, don't undersell yourself. He's done a
Well,
lot.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I'm very proud of, and I don't know, like, Cheryl says, "Oh, well, we have some new interns," right? Like, we're a small nonprofit in the town of Trumbull that actually, interviewed how many? 9 different high school students over the course of, several weeks, and selected 2 to be interns for the organization, and they're making real contributions, and they're getting incredible, great experience. So we have done an enormous amount to integrate ourselves with the community, and the grant funding, right? Like that, the grant that was just signed at the end of the month is incredible. But our total grant funding over the last several years is approaching $500,000, right? Like that's real money. And it's really all due to the efforts of Cheryl and Kevin and all our volunteers. Have you mentioned, Cheryl, that we're tracking the volunteer hours now?
No, go ahead and do that.
It's crazy. Like Cheryl's idea was that we ought to be tracking our volunteer hours so that we can demonstrate how engaged the community is and how engaged the board is. And the numbers are racking up just incredibly. And we've got students from the Kennedy Center and Goodwill, and then our board members
And
and
corporate.
interns. It's just crazy. It's really, really good stuff that I hope you will make sure the rest of the town, government knows about. So I'm sorry, I had to get on my soapbox for a few minutes. Forgive me.
No, thank you, Scott. I think that was refreshing to hear it from somebody else. To hear that outside voice, it was nice. And Cheryl, we do appreciate your work. So I hope you're hearing what Scott's saying.
And we appreciate the work that you guys have done in the last couple of years too, right? That we've actually, made some progress on the facility, right? Getting the back of the building regraded, getting the doors replaced, getting the new roof, right? All that stuff, couldn't have happened without your efforts too. And it makes an enormous difference, even just in, how our volunteers feel about the place. So it's great.
Well, thank you for those comments, Scott.
Well,
If there are no further public comments, we'll move on to business very quick. I don't think there was much old business. Cheryl, you covered the budget, the town budget. The only item I had in terms of old business was the cement landing at the bottom of the handicap ramp. I went by the property on Saturday just to walk around. I think the cement landing, it meets the criteria, but I'm a little concerned that it's only 36 inches wide, and then it kind of stops, and there's another 36 inches that are just kind of in the dirt. My preference would be just to extend that sidewalk all the way against the building. I think it meets the handicap requirements. It only meets the requirements. I think we need to be a little more proactive and just make sure it's safe. That sidewalk gets extended all the way to the building. It does come down to a bush, so there's not really any way to come straight off that ramp anyway, but it does seem like if you come down and Sharon, you made a turn there, you could go off the end of the sidewalk. And that'd be my concern. So what do we need to do to make that?
That would be contacting, well, I'm not sure if it's George or Dimitri, but like both of them to figure out. I mean, they know about it, but they just haven't done anything. So I don't know. I had mentioned
They know about it. Okay,
They know
Yeah.
about it, but I don't, you know, it's not priority number one for them, so. Yeah. I could bring it up again.
I think if you would, please, I don't think it would be that big a deal for them to, if they had some leftover cement from some other project, just pour 3 feet of concrete there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It does meet the current requirements, so we're with compliance, but again, to me, it seems like it's a hat that if your wheelchair was big enough, you could go off that ramp in a weird way.
Yeah,
So, yeah, if you could bring that up with them, Cheryl, and then if you need any assistance from us, just let us know.
okay.
I
Well,
think
can CC
you,
you, Jack. Should I CC you?
yeah,
Okay,
that'd be fine. Yeah.
okay.
In terms of old business, that's all I had. Is there any other old business that anybody wants to talk through? Okay. Is there any new business that we need to discuss? I'm taking that as a no. So the only other item then on our agenda is just setting a time for our next meeting, which is tentatively September 17th. That works well for me. Anybody have any conflicts with that date? I am not hearing it, so I think we'll just that date, September 17th. Is there any other items before us that we need to talk about tonight? I think we are good to adjourn. Do I?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Can I get a motion? And I see a second. So I think we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Tonight.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Have a good
Good
evening,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good evening.